Before the video begins, take a moment to review the video lesson's expectations. Happy learning! Hola mis estudiantes, bienvenidos. Welcome to your very first how-to grammar video for Español 2. Today we're going to be talking about direct and indirect object pronouns. In English, we have direct and indirect object pronouns as well. Our direct objects receive the action of the verb in a sentence. So they answer the question, whom or what about the verb. Our direct object pronouns take the place of our nouns. So our example here we have in both English and Spanish. English says, I have the passport. The passport is our direct object noun. We're answering the question, what do I have? Well, I have the passport. After the arrow, we see how it changes to the pronoun. That's what we're going to be learning about today, how to take it from using the noun to using the pronoun in a sentence. It is our direct object pronoun. It is taking the place of passport. In Spanish, lo is our direct object pronoun. It's taking the place of pasaporte. Here we have our chart for our direct object pronouns. On the singular side, we have me for me, te for you in a familiar or informal context. Masculine and singular nouns, we have lo. For our feminine and singular nouns, we have la. Then moving over to the plural side, we have nos for us, os for y'all, a familiar form of you all. Remember that this form is only used in Spain. Los for the masculine plural nouns, and las for the feminine plural nouns. Now we're going to see how these work in a sentence. So our direct object pronouns are placed directly before the conjugated verb. So the example we have here, we have I see the teacher or veo a la profesora. And we're changing it to say I see her. Now if we look at profesora, we know that profesora is both singular, we're not talking about multiple, we're talking about one profesora, and it is feminine. We are going to replace profesora with our singular feminine direct object pronoun, which we see here is la. We know that veo is our conjugated verb, I see, so we're putting la in front of veo. Let's look at another example. Here we have Hector has the itinerary, and we want to change it to say Hector has it. In Spanish, we see that Hector tiene el itinerario is our beginning sentence. We need to decide which direct object pronoun are we going to use to replace itinerary. Is el itinerario masculine or feminine? And is it singular or plural? Use the chart to figure out which direct object pronoun to replace el itinerario with. Now, using your direct object pronouns charts and the examples provided in the notes, pause the video and try writing Hector has it in Spanish. Alright, you should have come up with Hector lo tiene. We know that we're going to use lo as our pronoun because el itinerario is singular and it's masculine. We're going to put lo in front of tiene because tiene is our conjugated verb and our pronoun goes before the conjugated verb. Good job. Let's keep going. And let's look at how else we can use direct object pronouns in sentences. So when we have an infinitive, remember an infinitive is the most basic form of a verb. This is when our verbs end in AR, ER, or IR. So when we have an infinitive that follows the conjugated verb, then our direct object pronoun can be placed in two places. Before the conjugated verb or attached to the infinitive. So looking at our example, we have I'm not going to pack the suitcase today. No voy a hacer la maleta hoy. So we have two ways we can write this. They both mean the same thing. It's just your preference of which one you want to use. I tend to like using it attached to the infinitive, but if you like it before, go for it. We're going to figure out how to say I'm not going to pack it today. So that first one, we're going to put our object pronoun before our conjugated verb. This is what we just practiced in the previous slide. Look at the starting sentence in our example. No voy a hacer la maleta hoy. Pause the video and figure out what is our conjugated verb in the sentence. So, voy is our conjugated verb in the sentence. No voy is saying, I'm not going. We're going to put our object pronoun before voy, but after no. Now we need to figure out what is our direct object pronoun going to be. La maleta is the noun that we are replacing. Is la maleta masculine or feminine? And is it singular or plural? After thinking about that, try writing that first example where our object pronoun is coming before the conjugated verb. Go ahead and pause the video now. For this first example, you should have gotten no la voy a hacer hoy. We know that la is going to be the object pronoun that we use because maleta is feminine and it is singular. Now let's try attaching our object pronoun to the end of our infinitive. Hacer is our infinitive in this sentence. We're going to attach la to the end of hacer. Go ahead and try writing that second example down. Pause the video now and try it out. So hopefully you came up with no voy a hacerla hoy. Both of these examples mean the same thing. I'm not going to pack it today. Like I said before, it's just your preference on which one you want to use.